Okay, so guess I'm on a roll with just some guy talking. I haven't recorded a lot of them recently, so this little baby here is the topic of just some guy talking. Cell phones. Some funny things I've noticed with them and just my comments. Cell phones are obviously very useful. It allows us to talk to people while we're on the go, while we're walking. But I think people have really gotten too crazy with that. Like, I think I addressed this before, but some places you probably don't need to have a telephone conversation. Like I said, the gym. You really don't need to have a telephone conversation in the gym. And adding to that, like, with phone conversations, like, think places you don't necessarily really need to use your phone or texting. Like, if you're in a job interview, you probably shouldn't stop to text somebody. It's one thing if maybe the interviewer walks away, they went to go get a cup of coffee, and it's very important. But really, like, I was watching someone get interviewed the other day, and they were like, "Oh, hold on. Oh my God, that's so crazy." You don't need to text while you're in an interview. Other things, like, I was on the train the other day, and this kid is talking on his phone, the whole car can hear him, and he's like, "Yeah, and I'm piecing together the conversation, but he's like, yeah, I know it's crazy. I mean, thinking about the timeline, I guess it probably is my kid." You probably don't need to be admitting paternity on a cell phone, getting off the or getting about to get off the train at your stop, meaning that everyone that's getting off has a potential of being your neighbor or related to the person you're talking about. So that's probably another place. But one thing that's really annoying, since I've worked in customer service a lot, is when someone walks through the door and they're too busy on their phone to actually ask you what it is that they need. So they come to the counter, they're like, "Oh, hold on. Yeah, yeah, Gen N and Gen W, they're just so crazy. They're at the club, they're just going crazy. Hold on, I'll be with you in just a second." Yeah, and then they went to the bar, and, like, yeah, and I think she hooked up with that guy. Yeah, I'll call you back later. Yeah, I don't need to know all of that. Why don't you finish your cell phone conversation before or after you address me? It's one thing if you said, "Oh, I need to call somebody about whatever it is that we're talking about. Hold on a second." It's another thing to walk in like you walked into the place and the place is annoying you because they are in the middle of your conversation. So, but I think something else is funny is that you ever notice that, and I guess I'm probably guilty of this too sometimes, but the problem with texting is that it's also a great way to avoid people. Like texting someone and saying, "Hey, I was just thinking, I don't think our relationship is working out. You suck. I don't want to talk to you again. You're fired." Or, "I'm not coming back to work ever again." I just think that, it is a useful tool. It's a great thing, but we have to kind of temper how we use it and get back to reality, get back to humanity, like talking to people. We've come into a world where, like, you can break up with someone over text. You can send them a voice SMS or a Facebook message. Like, certain things you need to do in person, like breaking up with somebody. Just some thoughts. I don't know. But that's just some guy talking about cell phones.